Well, it's not a fun day to wake up and be in Illuminati's shoes. I mean, that woman completely sabotaged and ruined everything. Her career, her life, it's all over. It's all completely destroyed, and all by her own poor choices. I mean, she treated everybody around her like total shit. And so naturally, karma has come to bite her in the ass, as it does to pretty much everybody. And, well, to be honest, as somebody that used to know Illuminati and used to, be in her circle, I could not possibly enjoy this anymore. She's put out a brand new statement on her Twitter, but before we take a look at that, I thought I'd give you guys a brief update on everything that's been going on with Illuminaughtii because it's absolutely hilarious. First of all, her sponsor, HelloFresh, has dropped her. Now, when it comes to sponsors dropping creators and stuff like that, I'm not really for, contacting other people's sponsors and getting them removed. The problem is that in this day and age, people are always going to do that, so it's always going to happen regardless of, how I personally feel about it. However, I will say this, I found the message very interesting, so take a look at this, alright? So somebody named Hot Stuff Henley tweets out at HelloFresh. At HelloFresh, we ask nicely that you stop doing ads with this evil person. She gave her mom cancer, for God's sake, and posts people's suicide letters online at Illuminaughtii. HelloFresh then responds from their official account and says, "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We have stopped working with this creator and will not be working with them in the future." Now, this is obviously hilarious, right? The fact that, haha, Illuminaughtii lost a sponsor, LOL. But the message that kicked this off is, fucking crazy. She gave her mom cancer, drop her, and then the company just sees one tweet like this and then decides to drop her instantly. The fact that you can just tweet at somebody's company and just be like, this person killed their mom and gave them cancer, that's such an illogical message. But sure enough, bad luck Blair gets hit again and loses everything. On top of that, the podcast that she used to be associated with, the Leftist Mafia, this podcast includes Lance from the Surfs, Mike Figueredo, Matt Bender, David Dole. If these names mean nothing to you, I wouldn't be surprised. But if you're from, if you follow any leftist content creators, I mean, these are four pretty majorly big leftist content creators. Illuminaughtii is also a big creator herself. So for her to be dropped from this podcast is actually pretty fucking brutal. I mean, this is a huge loss to her career, especially as somebody like Illuminaughtii that kind of wanted to branch out into covering politics and stuff like that. Being a part of this major podcast was definitely a pretty good position for her to be in her career, but now she's lost it along with everything else. Just take a listen.
And the allegations weren't good, and we couldn't really stand by without any sort of addressing of the situation on her end. But it just wasn't happening in the weeks that we gave her the chance to do it. So as of today, the Leftist Mafia is Mike Figueredo, David Dole, Ole, Lance, and me, Matt Binder.
Just on a more serious note, I do apologize to the audience for not taking this seriously. I just want you to understand from our perspective as public-facing people, every single week, if not every day, we see a bunch of drama about each other, about, oh, did you know that Lance said this? David said this. And so instinctively, I dismiss a lot of it because a lot of it is bad faith. So I do feel bad that I initially didn't look at the situation with severity. And sometimes not taking a position is taking a position. So I do feel bad that...
Listen to these fucking idiots just sit there and try to cover their ass. They dismissed everything because they thought it was pointless YouTube drama, but now they have to, apologize for not taking the situation more seriously. I also like how they include that they gave Blair weeks to respond to it properly. She did respond, but her response was so ass that it prompted 50,000 other new allegations to come out when The Click and Wonderstruck also responded. And then Blair just kind of left them all AFK, MIA, she's completely gone, making her documentaries, losing all of her audience in the process, getting the lowest views her channel's ever seen, period. Meanwhile, her friends are sitting there wondering hey, The Click and Wonderstruck kind of accused you of a lot of shit. Do you have any answers? And she had nothing. So they were forced to eject her from this major podcast. I mean, this podcast is posted on a channel with 500,000 subs. And like I said, all of the other members on this podcast are decently sized and well-respected figures in their own community. Now, do I respect them? A little bit of a different question. But in their community and in leftism online, I mean, again, these are four powerhouses. So for Blair to be kicked off this podcast, it's just totally brutal.
And you just thought you were going there to piss, and then all of a sudden you're shitting out Mona Lisa's arm. And you're like, I don't know what happened here, but here we are.
But after after weeks of nothingness, after fleeing Twitter, locking down her Reddit, refusing to talk about the click or Wonderstruck, she's now issued a brand new Twitter thread that, let's just be honest, it's gonna be terrible, but let's see exactly what she has to say, because, you know, I'm all about hearing people out, you know what I mean? Hey everyone, I'm fully aware of the most recent false allegations that have surfaced. I want to take a moment to publicly state that I am taking these allegations seriously, and I'm committed to rectifying this situation promptly and appropriately. Oh really? Because you tried that the first time and it didn't really work. I understand the concerns and potential impact that these false allegations have caused. My team and I are actively working behind the scenes to gather all relevant facts. I'm committed to transparency and accountability throughout the process. Rest assured that I'm taking divisive action to address the situation. I will provide updates and communicate any necessary actions as soon as possible. Thank you to those who are standing by me during this challenging time. I will not allow these false allegations to be weaponized as a way to silence my voice. I appreciate your patience and understanding during this challenging time, and I'm dedicated to upholding my channel's values and delivering on our commitments. I'm confident that the truth will prevail. Sincerely, Blair Zahn. What the fuck? Full name? So she said absolutely fucking nothing. And again, what is she talking about false allegations? You know, because here's the deal. The only person that was making false allegations was Blair. Her whole video was false accusations. She falsely insinuated that the click was responsible for grooming taking place on Discord until the click had to come out and drop the logs proving that the pedophile that was in his Discord server of 43,000 members was removed by the time he was awake, because she was blowing up his DMs and blowing up all his staff's DMs at 3 in the morning. No reasonable, sane, serious-minded person is awake at 3 in the morning. Oh, but we're all YouTubers and stuff like that. Okay, well, he woke up and the pedo was gone. So the only person making false allegations here was Blair, and that's just one of like many, by the way. I'm just bringing that up as an example. But that's what I'm so confused about by her statement. She talks about, I'm fully aware of all the false accusations. You're the one that made them, Blair. What are you talking about? You were the one that leaked Wonderstruck's suicide letter. You were the one that exposed private information about all of his mental health problems while claiming to be a channel that advocates and supports mental health. You were the one that went on your channel and said that you regret helping the click out, but then also simultaneously lied about being the responsible factor for why the click was even reinstated on YouTube in the first place. The click revealed that, no, me and my team got my channel back on YouTube. You weren't responsible for helping me. And again, these examples I'm bringing up are just random things that I'm just thinking about as somebody that watched Iilluminaughtii, the click, and Wonderstruck's videos. I mean, the only person making these false allegations was the other people that she accused. And again, if you look at her response was making all these blanket accusations against them, forcing their hand to respond and debunk you. Because again, everything about this whole entire situation was Blair doing things that prompted, almost required, a response that destroyed her. She's gonna say a bunch of wild stuff about the click. Well, now the click has to respond. It's not like he's just making drama videos randomly to shit on you to get some publicity for his YouTube channel. No. You've put him in that situation. And you've been putting these people in these situations for years. Again, Illuminaughti's been vaguely subtweeting, even using the Sad Milk Twitter account to vaguely imply that the click is a pedophile once again. I mean, these are serious accusations. And again, when I was looking at the leftist mafia responding to Illuminaughtii, even their thought process pisses me off, right? Because the way that they view things is, oh, if it's just YouTube drama, if it's just mindless drama on the internet, there's no validity to anything people are talking about. Really? Again, it's always the people that preach about empathy and being serious people that are the most unserious and unempathetic people of all time. But we all know this, of course. It's just, you know, funny to point out. Blair is losing a shit ton of subs, negative 170,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. And like I said, her channel, like her documentaries are getting the lowest views she's ever seen in a while. Nobody cares about her anymore. Her active audience is fleeing. And this was a situation that was in the making for years, not just since 2020, but way beyond that. Again, in 2018 and 2019, that's when I first started to notice that, hey, this chick's kind of a little bit nuts. And in every situation where she screwed people over, you see the same patterns happen again and again and again. And now she's in the process of losing everything, and it's totally deserved. That being said, though, I am curious to see what she has next. I mean, she says she's got her whole team of Discord terrorists up at night working hard on a brand new response to the response to the response. So we'll see what she's cooking, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be total shit.